So today's project is going to be a French drain, a literal French drain. So most people refer to landscape drainage as a French drain, but actually a French drain is technically reserved for a much larger project, which involves gravel, perforated pipe, landscape fabric. There's a bunch of other stuff involved in a French drain. Most people just have landscape drainage installed, which is just a pipe in the ground that carries water. So today we're going to show you how you do a French drain and what all it involves. So one of the first things you do is mark your line where your trench is going to go. This French drain is going to be about 10 inches wide. So we're cutting our first line, and then we'll move the line over 10 inches and cut another line. And so what we're doing is creating sod pieces that we can set to the side and then replace on top once we're finished to have a nice clean look. All right, making good progress here. We're just digging this trench. You can see it's a pretty good sized trench. And that's really what defines a French drain, is how wide it is. That's about 10 inches there. Normally we'd only need to go 4 inches for a 4-inch pipe to go straight in the ground. Show you a little trick here. So what he's doing is he's got a bucket of water, and occasionally he'll dip the shovel, and that keeps it clean, or mostly clean, from dirt. Otherwise, this Texas clay will start to clump up on you, and you'll spend half your time just cleaning your shovel. Look at all those nice pieces of sod. You're gonna hardly know we were here when we're done. So it's a little unconventional, but sometimes you work with what you got. And using some pressure from the tire, this makes our job a little easier. Here we go. Bam! And that's the result of a diamond core drill. So that's a perfectly drilled core right there, and a seamless hole. Perfect. So using stakes will hold the fabric in place when we come through and fill this trench with gravel. Okay, so now the entire trench is lined with this geotextile non-woven fabric. It allows moisture to go through, prevents the dirt from mixing with the gravel, and is the key to a long-lasting French drain. So French drains can come in any shape and size, really, but a standard typical size is about 12 inches deep, and we're going about 9 to 10 inches wide on this one. That leaves us roughly 3 inches around the 4-inch pipe. So we're doing a 3-inch layer first, and then we'll come back in with our 4-inch pipe, and afterwards we can start covering it up. Okay, so the next step is to put our pipe in the ground, and this is perforated PVC pipe. So it's got two lines of holes drilled only on one side of the pipe. So you'll notice this side of the pipe is solid. This side has holes drilled in it. So the key to setting this pipe in the ground is that you set it with the holes facing down. Now that seems counterintuitive. You would think you want water filtering in, but actually what happens is that water is going to absorb into that gravel trench and then percolate up into the holes that are facing down. So the key again is to have your perforated pipe with the holes facing downward. So using a little mallet comes in very handy. It doesn't damage the pipe, but it will join them together really nicely. And this project's convenient. It's just one long straight French drain. So we're going ahead and assembling that pipe together before we drop it in the trench. All right, so that's a perfect fit in there. That last little stretch is going to be just straight regular pipe, but everything back is perforated. And again, those holes face down. counterintuitive, but it works with physics and how the water is going to flow first into the rock and then percolate up into those holes as it runs down the pipe and out through the curb. Right now we're just checking the level. That's really important when you're setting drain pipe, that you have a flow that goes downhill. That's what you want. So now it's just all about filling that trench all the way up. We got our level right, and now we're just backfilling with gravel. A lot of work, but if you do it right, it's amazing how much water this thing will carry. All right, so the entire French drain is now covered, and so all this is the fabric's been folded over, and then you can use these landscape staples to clamp everything together and hold it in place. And then we're putting the sod back like a nice little jigsaw puzzle. By the time we're finished here, you won't even know, you'll hardly be able to know that we were here. Look how perfect that is. I love it. So it's definitely about the details when doing this type of work. Using a rake, getting all the small pieces of dirt. Afterwards, we'll come back with a hose and wash it all down. You know, it's about treading lightly while you work, leaving as small of a imprint post job as you can, even with something dirty like landscape drainage. Look at that, we're getting there. We put in a lot of work today, especially these guys. Really working hard and making this happen. Wow, well there you go. All that dirt that used to be there, now it's in the trailer. We're just gonna come back through here and wash this off. Pat that grass down where the sod was cut. Right here, we're just tying in the very end, putting these flagstone pieces back where they were. And what used to be a swamp over here is gonna be a well-drained area. So when it comes to dealing with mud, water is the great equalizer. Just add water. So the secret to bringing that sod down to level is to just add water to it, and then you step on it, and a little water, a little pressure, and that stuff will sink right down and get flush with the other grass. All right, closing down on a long day. And wow, hardly even know we were here. Getting everything cleaned up, washed off, tied together, and then heading to the house. Oh yeah, except there's one problem. That's one truck and 2 trailers. So, I don't know, but somebody might be returning back here after dark to get the other trailer. I just love that. That could not be any cleaner. Man, that looks good. Dallas Drainage Pros, cleaning and installing French drains. Also leaving cleanly installed French drains. All right, so the sun is setting and I still need to go get that other trailer. It's all good though. It's all part of starting up a business. You know, you got to put in the hours for real. I did want to talk about something. So it looked like today's job was going to actually be a 2-day job. That's what I was thinking. And you know, the guys really pushed and ended up knocking it out today. It was a long day. But I mean, I told the guys, hey, if we finish early, I'm gonna pay you as if y'all had worked 2 full days to get this thing done. You know, that's kind of, you know, rewarding the hard work. You know, I've worked for companies and there have been days where I realized, hey, we made this happen and we made the company a bunch of money. and that kind of effort was never rewarded. And so coming from that perspective, coming from that experience, you know, I know what it feels like. And so the company that I'm building, I want to build it on the idea of sharing the wealth, rewarding effort, and you know, bringing people in. So anyway, that's it for today.